What is the big news for silver? It has been an absolutely crazy week. There is so much to cover. Let's get into it. SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2024 Tree of Life silver coins. Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. We're going to start off with silver price. It is absolutely insane what's going on right now. So on Monday, April 1st, just a few days ago, silver was sitting at $25 an ounce. Today, it is now over $27.50. That's around a 10% move in just 5 days. Wow. So silver is finally starting to catch up to gold, finally starting to make its move. Gold is at a new all-time high today, up over $40 at the moment, sitting at $2,337. Wow, this is blowing my mind. Both gold and silver moving up very rapidly. However, silver is moving up faster than gold. We can see that with the gold-silver ratio coming down. I showed this in my last video. It was around 90. Now it's below 85. So silver becoming more valuable as compared to gold. Silver moving up faster than gold, which is no surprise. I mean, silver up almost 10% in just 5 days. Moving on, we have a price forecast update from Swiss precious metals giant MKS PAMP. The headline here reads, "Gold's 2024 price ceiling is now the floor. Silver is approaching sweet spot for investors." Here we have their revised forecast, and they are saying that gold can hit 2475 this year. Now, I mean, we're right around the corner from that. If gold keeps moving at the pace it's moving at, that could be in a few weeks. And they're saying silver can hit $32 an ounce, which coincidentally is the same as my prediction that I made last year. So we will see how all this plays out. Zimbabwe has just introduced a new gold-backed currency, which is really interesting because they have been struggling in recent times. Friday, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe announced that on April 8th, the government will launch a new currency backed in part by gold. The new currency, the ZiG, short for Zimbabwe Gold, will also be supported by a basket of foreign currencies. The new currency comes as the current Zimbabwe dollar has sharply declined against the US dollar. It is currently the second worst performing currency against the greenback this year. "We want a solid and stable national currency in this country," said their central bank governor during a press conference. "It does not help to print money. Certainly, under my watch, it is not going to happen." Yeah, money printing is what got them in trouble all of the previous times. Look at this. This will be the 6th new currency Zimbabwe has introduced since 2008. Many of you will remember the $100 trillion notes that Zimbabwe was printing in 2008. You can barely see the date way down here, but nevertheless, when you print money and go into hyperinflation, your dollar essentially becomes worthless. I mean, look at these bills, $100 trillion. That's just insanity. Hopefully they've learned their lesson and the new gold-backed currency will do much better. Speaking of currency inflation, the US dollar has now inflated 20% since COVID. Yes, you heard that right, 20%, and this is using the government's twisted numbers. They're obviously trying to manipulate the data to look better in their favor, and even using their metrics, we're now seeing 20% price inflation across the board. Let me ask you, did you get a 20% raise in the last 4 years? I hope you did, because everything you're buying now costs at least 20% more. Probably much more than that, though. Speaking of wage increases, many of you know California has recently raised their minimum wage to $20 an ounce. How's that working out for them? Well, look at the headline of this article. California minimum wage shocks fast food workers as restaurant closes. Only the beginning, ex-manager warns. This restaurant, Foster's Freeze, had to close right before Easter with no notice. They basically told their employees, sorry, We have to close. We cannot pay you the higher minimum wage. And that was that. We will see how many more businesses have to close down because they simply can't afford to pay their employees more. And honestly, for those who don't close, they're going to have to jack up their prices to be able to afford to pay their employees. So expect to see much higher prices for goods and services in the state of California. Now let's take a look at the FedWatch tool. Is the Fed going to be cutting rates at the next meeting on May 1st? CME Group is saying probably no. About a 95% chance that rates remain the same, although this has changed. It used to be around a 98-99% chance. If we move forward to June, things have shifted. It's now around 50-50. The last time I looked at this chart, there was a much higher percentage chance that the rate cuts would start in June. So an interesting shift in probabilities here. When we move forward to July, basically no change, only a 26% chance rates will remain the same. So we're probably going to see the rate cuts start at least by July. Now, the farther they push this back, hopefully the more time we will have to stack precious metals before they really start taking off. Switching gears here, I got flooded with emails, people claiming that the new American Silver Eagles had some type of a tracking chip or some type of a way that they could be tracked, or that the monster boxes had a way of being tracked. So I did a poll on my YouTube channel. Look at the results here. Are there tracking devices in the new American Silver Eagles? 12% of you said yes, they are in the coins themselves. 12% said no, but there are trackers in the new plastic monster boxes. And 76% of you said nope, it is all made up. Now, these emails I started getting after April 1st. Why? Because there were so many April Fool's videos coming out that day claiming that there were tracking devices in the new American Silver Eagles. And I can tell you, this whole notion of the coins or the monster boxes being tracked is absolutely baloney. I reached out to my contacts at SD Bullion. They've gone through their coins, monster boxes, nothing like this whatsoever. So it's completely made up, completely fabricated, and we're just going to leave it at that. The last thing I want to mention is that the Silver Institute is going to be releasing their 2024 World Silver Survey on April 17th. So mark your calendars. This is going to be a huge document. Last year it was 88 pages talking about supply, demand, industrial demand, where all the silver is going. So I'll be doing a video when this comes out, updating you on all the new information. So stay tuned for that. All right, well, that's the big news for silver this week. It has been absolutely crazy to see the price movement. I'm looking forward to seeing what silver does next week. If we have a pullback, if we have a correction, that will be a good buying opportunity. But if the price continues to go up, my goodness, it's just going to blow my mind. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you all on my next one. Silver Dragons out.